Hey, you're listening to Pure Light, where we explore how you can believe in yourself and be happy with who you are by learning to trust your worth and question your doubts. A lot of people get in their own way and then hate themselves for it. I can help you stop doing that so that you feel better about yourself and excited about going for what you want. My name is Ailey. I'm a coach and a Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher. This is episode 22, and it's about procrastination and the path forward. I started thinking about procrastination again after the last episode, which was on fear and kind of avoiding doing things. Because I think procrastination is actually a really good teacher in that it can help us see where we're avoiding doing things out of fear. Because often, there's a good reason for why we're doing what we're doing, or at least we think there is. But it's usually showing us that there's some kind of resistance there to doing the thing, which is often fear. Anyway, today I want to talk about procrastination and the path forward, because I think that we often have assumptions about how we're supposed to do something that can make us not want to do it. And I have a great example of that. When I was in my 20s, I wanted to lose weight. I felt very uncomfortable in my body and self-conscious because I was about 20 pounds overweight. And the problem was that I didn't want to do anything to lose the weight. So I didn't want to change my diet. I didn't want to start exercising. I thought I needed to start dieting. So that was kind of like the plan. And then I figured exercise would get in there later once I felt a little bit more comfortable. But I really didn't want to start dieting. So every week I would tell myself that I'd start dieting on Monday. And I would usually have some specific diet in mind based on whatever the latest diet book was. And then on the weekend, I would end up eating really unhealthy food. And it was often, the stuff that whatever that diet book that I was going to start on Monday, said, don't eat this. Because it was like, oh, this is my last chance. I've got to get it in while I still can. And then by the time that Monday rolled around, I'd been eating such unhealthy food that I'd be angry and sad and just I don't want to start this diet because I thought it was going to suck and I thought I was going to hate it because a lot of those diets were pretty restrictive. So anyway, I'd end up sabotaging myself pretty quickly with the diet if I even tried starting it. And then I would be angry at myself because I wasn't doing it perfectly. And then I would give up on it and I would end up deferring the start of my diet to the following Monday. So it was like this never-ending cycle of procrastinating on starting a diet. So my diet never got healthier. It just got worse and worse because pretty much every weekend I would be like, oh, this is my last chance to eat whatever this is, like cake or chips or whatever. And then I would be doing that. And it wasn't until my late 20s that kind of changed. So there was one year where I lost my last grandparent and I failed a promotion and I ended a 9-year relationship. So it was kind of like all these big things happening at once. It was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And I was in really bad shape at that point. And the stress of all those things was kind of beyond what I could handle. And it was at that point that I decided, I want to be at my best. I want to get into shape. And what I really wanted to be was radiant. I wanted to have this kind of strong, positive energy. And I was really sick of being stressed out and being overweight. So I went to see a naturopath and she helped me figure out what to do about my diet and, what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat. Not in a way that felt restrictive, but that felt like it was actually fueling my energy. So it was helping me achieve what I wanted. And then around the same time, that was when I started going to yoga. And the yoga gave me a lot more awareness of my body and made me feel more comfortable in my body. And that also helped me with the dietary stuff because it helped me notice how certain foods made me feel. And then, the stuff that didn't make me feel great, which was usually the unhealthy stuff, it was easier to give that up. And so things started to kind of evolve naturally. I got stronger and I lost weight and I felt really good. And I think that if I hadn't found a way to be healthier in a way that I actually enjoyed, I could have stayed stuck in that cycle of procrastinating on starting eating healthier, potentially indefinitely, because it went on for years already. But because I had, those kind of triggers that made me want to change my lifestyle, I ended up changing my diet, and without having the diet mentality, like it was more about the lifestyle change. And that led to me changing how I felt about myself. And I think the biggest change was just learning to listen to my body. And that made me feel a lot more comfortable in it. And it also made it a lot easier to stay within a healthy weight range. So whenever there's some kind of assumption about what the path forward is supposed to look like for me, a specific diet in my early 20s, that means that if you don't like something about that path, you're not going to want to do it and you're going to end up procrastinating. And sometimes there can also be an assumption in there that there's only one right path. So it's like, this is the diet that I have to do. This is the only thing that's going to work. And that puts a lot of pressure on that thing. And the expectation for perfection comes out of that. Like, there are always many paths forward, even if we can't see them. So if there's something that you've been putting off, kind of like I used to put off my diet until, every Monday, take a few moments to ask yourself these questions now. So what do I think the path forward is supposed to look like? What are the ideas that I have about that? And then how do I feel about that path? Because if you don't feel excited or happy or a sense of ease about going down that path, and it's going to be hard to do, and it's probably going to lead to some procrastination. But when you change how you feel about the path forward, you can finally move forward. So if you do have something that you have that kind of sense of resistance or negativity about moving forward with, ask yourself, what's one thing that I can do right now to move forward that actually feels good? No matter how small it is. Just find that one little thing. Like, for example, if you wanted to lose weight, maybe it's like drinking more water, drinking like one more cup of water a day. So find that little thing, whatever it is for you, and then do that. And keep asking yourself that question. So what's another little thing I can do? And then do that other little thing. And keep doing that until you get where you want to go. Because when you get to the destination, you want to have enjoyed the journey. So the path forward needs to be something that's kind of enticing as opposed to something that's like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. The path forward never has to suck. You can find a path that you'll actually enjoy and be excited to go down. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, may you be guided by your light.